Hello.
Yeah, man. That
Go.
looks a bit strange. Is it like not fully? It's not quite in the screen.
Okay. Let's
On the
see.
left, you can see it's a bit up.
Yeah, that's true. Uh, ah, ah.
Why is it so hard?
I know. Just double click should do it, right?
Yeah. I mean, there might be a shortcut that we don't know.
That's true.
Probably is.
We're not experts in the life of a Twitch streamer.
Mhm.
All right. So why don't we do something simple, which is given a data file like this, let's use some of the Go things that we've learned to parse this file, structure it
Mm.
in a way which uses like maps, arrays, something like that.
Mhm.
Um, so maybe the first thing is let's write out like what we want to do. So what is the objective? So I guess objective one is like parse a data file CSV.
Mhm.
Once we have the data and reading the data, we want to put it in some structured format. So
Mhm.
I'm thinking like just simply a map, and this can be a map of stir. So what's the data type? It would be like map string to string. Oh, actually, it would be a string to array of strings. So
Mhm.
how do I write array of string? Is that just like, yeah, this slice
Okay.
string, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
So for example, if we look at the sample sheet thing, um, we really want to just parse this data section and then say,
So the map key is the column.
correct, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's put in more data. So let's just do like hello, some name, some
Mhm.
some manifest, some genome folder, some run folder.
Can some of the columns have an empty field?
Yes. So
I guess
let's
that'll just be empty string.
yeah, so let's just do that as well. So if we just do this and then we go hello to, maybe this will be there, manifest to some genome folder, and then let's make this empty.
Mhm.
Yep. So
Cool.
if we have like so I guess what we can do is also normalize the keys so that they're lowercase, for example. So let's keep it simple. So we have like a map where it's like sample ID to a list of some ID2, etc.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's just do that.
I
So
wonder if Go comes with a CSV parser.
so it does. If we look at the if we look at this reading a simple CSV and Go article, if we just scroll down to where the code is, I just quickly had a look. It comes with these
Mm.
modules, which you can then import from the standard library. So there's encoding CSV, IO, log, OS
Mhm.
to open the file, and it's doing that pattern that you mentioned where it gives you an error and
Mm.
the actual content. So I'm curious to see how that looks in the actual standard library because I don't quite understand how the function. Oh, it's returning that multiple returns, is it?
Mm.
Is
Mhm.
that how it does it? So it
Yeah.
would, yeah, okay. And if if you have an error, um, what what would that look like? I guess you could just print out the error and you should see the error message. I wonder if it's
I
like,
think there's
is it
I think
what's
there's an error type.
so it's an error type, right? It would be good to sort of inspect that, like with
Yeah.
reflection, to see what
Yeah,
we
we can
get.
see Let's see the definition of OS open.
Yeah. I wonder if the Sublime can just go to that if I control. No. Okay.
Mm.
That sucks. Okay, so go OS module. Go OS package. Yeah, so package can contain multiple modules. And if we go to open, there we go. Here we go. So the return type is a multiple return type, file pointer, and error. And if we look at error, it is an interface with, so it's type error interface. Okay, so I don't fully understand this. That's saying declaring the name of the type, and it's an interface with an error. What is that? What is error?
That's a method.
It's a method? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, so the interface defines what methods you have, and it returns a string. Okay, so the error just returns a string. I would have thought you would get like a error value. You know, there's different integer errors that you can get, right? That signify.
This is like the generic. I guess this is the generic error interface.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, you remember in Rust when you return impl trait.
Yep.
It's like you can return anything that implements that trait. It's like that, but runtime, like you really can return anything that implements that error interface.
Right. Okay.
So this could be returning anything. But you at least get the error message.
Yep, I see. So, okay, what else do they do to read the CSV? So they have this read CSV, csv.newReader. So let's just add that to our code. And if, oh nice, it just added that automatically. Very good. So let's just print that and see what we get. Okay, so
Yay.
so yeah, I added this before to just see what the error would be.
Also, it continued because you didn't quit, and I printed the CSV reader.
Interesting.
Which is open with a I guess a nil file.
Yeah.
That's kind of bad that it doesn't die if you. I assume you did. I assume CSV file is nil. Can we print out CSV file? It's
So
not.
no, that's a correct one. And then if I make
you fixed it. I see.
Yeah, there we go. So what's all this?
That must be the struct.
It'd be good to like get the underlying struct.
Yeah.
How would we do that?
I wonder if there's a debug print or something.
So let's like go find out struct.
You want to
fields
print struct with fields or something.
Plus V. Okay. That's pretty handy. Nice. So printf % plus V is the way to go.
I wonder what the V is. And the plus.
Yeah. So we've got comma, comment, fields per record, lazy quotes, trim, leading space. And I guess these are things that you might be able to pass into NewReader as like parameters. if we look at new reader, maybe we can see the function signature.
Mm.
New reader.
No, I think this is all just internal state.
Okay. But like to modify this, you would just change the struct value. So if I wanted to say change this r dot trailing comma true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
okay.
I all the things that have a lowercase is private that you can't
Yeah, that makes sense.
probably.
Hmm.
So yeah, the things that are uppercase sounds like yeah, it might be config.
That's good. Like it's just a simple struct modification to build the way that you'll deal with this. Okay, so how do we actually read the CSV? So they're doing for, which is, this is effectively like the infinite while loop, right?
Yep, that's the same
And
as well, true.
and they will break when io dot end of file. I wonder if you could just put this inside there. So you could just, but you need to record the error. Oh, I know what you could do. So you could do this, right? And then you do this first,
Yeah.
and then you do error equals io dot io file format dot print live,
Yeah.
and then we'll just print the record.
And I think you want not equals.
Oh yeah, but expected.
Yeah.
How did they do it in the Go tutorial?
Oh wait, it thinks you're doing the other for loop. It thinks you're doing like for
Yeah,
I equals.
no, I know.
Yeah,
So let's just quickly look at the.
so maybe
Wait,
you can't do it for. Maybe it's only for.
no, I thought I saw it. Let's see. Where would that be? They did it in this if statement or something. Yeah, so
Yeah, but with the for, it's like if we had while, it wouldn't be a problem because with for, no, it's like
lame.
the other thing. So,
Okay, whatever.
I actually kind of prefer. Um, I kind of prefer while true with explicit breaks inside the code, inside the body. I find putting the conditional in the top of the while is sometimes just too finicky, or like you have to restructure your logic to fit
That's
that.
true.
And it's
Yeah.
so much easier to just say, here's an infinite loop, and I'll say when you quit.
So it's a list of strings. So if we for
What's the list?
the the
What's the list?
record, this record that it's reading. So I'm just going to
Oh,
get the value using the range. How did we do that?
does
Range.
read a row?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So let me just do the range syntax to get the value.
Can we do the debug print to just print like anything? I wonder.
What's the debug print though?
The printf percent v.
Oh,
It's like, yeah, sometimes we just want to print whatever anything is, not caring about type.
yeah. Yep.
Hey, there you
And it's infinitely going because
go. Why is it infinitely going?
I thought it's if it's
Yeah, we
oh
got that.
yeah. What?
Yeah, the same. And maybe it's nil.
But he's just logging it.
Maybe like fatal.
That's kind of weird. But then I gotta import that. Okay, let's try that. Well, okay. Invalid
Mm.
argument.
Yeah, so log fatal, I guess, does the switch.exit.
Right. So if it does not equal nil, so what is it when it's not nil or not equal to IOF?
Sorry, if it's not nil and not IOF, then we print it.
No, the error, I mean.
Yeah, we print it. So you can see.
Hmm?
Like it printed it, right? Yeah, invalid argument, I think.
Oh, it's still, no, for some reason it's still doing that. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Okay, sorry. No. We still need to, how do I quit? I guess I could just do log fatal. Can't open.
Just it's remaining.
Sorry?
Log. You could also just return, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so now I give it the correct stuff and it's starting to read my record and then record on line 2 wrong number of fields. Why would it have a wrong number of fields? Is that because of the way this thing is where it's got... Yeah, so it's not symmetric in that once it goes here, it's different. So
So
what we
this
want to...
isn't really a CSV file.
No. We want to skip to the point where it's past this thing.
Yeah.
So what we effectively need to
Yeah.
do is just like scan the file until we get to this special delimiter and then just start reading it as a CSV file, post that. So
I
if
guess we
we...
gotta open it as a file and then read each line until we see just data by itself.
Exactly, yeah. So
How do we iterate over lines, I suppose?
let's just take a guess and say, let's see if there's a read function on this. Yep, it takes... You read a byte. What about lines? Now we'll just look at read lines. OS file go read lines. Line by line. There's a read line in package buff.io.
Okay, so I guess we have to wrap the file in a buff.io, and
Yeah,
then we get read line.
so it's a func on reader, which I think this is of type reader.
Hopefully.
And then we call this and we get back a line of bytes is prefix error.
Is prefix, what does that mean?
So is prefix, so read line tries to return a single line, not including the end of line bytes. If line is too long for the buffer, then is prefix is set and the beginning of the line is returned. The rest of the line will be returned from future cells.
Okay, so if your line is like a gigabyte, it's probably not going to return it all in one string.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so if we just do, you reckon we could just for loop for again and see what the... See, this is the problem with Go, I think, where it's returning 3 things if
Yeah,
I did it. And how would I know that?
you have to read documentation all the time.
Oh, you could... Well, this
It
thing
says
does
that
tell you. Yeah, so hopefully if I
we need the buff.io though.
read...
We need a
Yeah,
buff.io.
because this is from read line, not from... Yeah, this takes a read line. So we need to wrap
How
it
do
in
we get?
a
Yeah, how
reader.
do we get the buff.io?
So import buff.io. reader, read, type reader, new reader, an IO reader, which returns this thing. So maybe I just do buff.io dot new reader with this thing. So let's go buff reader.
There's something I'm not 100% sure about, but like,
Yeah.
I think the convention in Go might be that interfaces have a. Wait, no, that's not the case. I was thinking maybe interfaces are like lowercase and structs have an uppercase, but that's not true because you need to have uppercase in order to be public. So
Right.
yeah, I find it kind of hard to tell when something's a struct and when something's an interface. Like, is this reader a struct or an interface?
Structs. Yeah.
Because it sounds like an interface.
Yeah.
It sounds like a really generic, like something that you read.
And like, what are the fields of this struct? It's nothing. It's just like, it says contains filtered or unexported fields.
Yeah, the implementation details.
Yeah. So this guy returns a line, which is a byte or slice, is prefix and error. So I need three things: line.
If you click on that, like autocomplete, will it autofill like the return values?
Well, I'm clicking on it, and it just gives you that. But yeah, but
that'd be really cool if it auto-populated.
Exactly. I want that to do. It's like prefix error equals, and then let's just go if error is not equal to nil, log if error equals.
And you want that above the other one.
This one?
Is IOF. Yeah, IOF 1.
Yeah, that's true. Oops.
Yeah.
Let's just see if it prints the line, even though I don't think this will work because it's a list of prefix. What? No, I don't want you. I guess we'll see what that is. I guess we don't need it because it's only for that case, right? There we go. Numbers. Oh, it's bytes. So how do we convert the bytes to strings?
Good question.
So what was that? Read string. Read string until the first. I think I want this.
That's about delimiters.
Yeah, but the delimiter is going to be a new line.
Oh.
So we want to read the string, and it returns the string instead of this thing. So we go read string, and then we get back a string and error. Yeah, that's better.
So it's basically the same as read line, but like you get a string instead.
Yeah. So we want the line, and then we want to give it the delimiter, I think, which is in bytes.
How do you specify a byte as a string? How do you specify bytes?
Okay.
What does it call it? Wait, is that all? Does it scroll?
Oh, yeah, it does. Lol. rd.read string, and then it just gives it in single quotes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So in their check, they do IOF, and that they also do this. So you always have to do these two things, kind of.
Seems that way.
Interesting pattern.
You know what would be so much better?
Hmm.
ADTs.
Yes.
If it just returns like end file or something, or success.
Yes.
Yeah, basically,
The
basically
results.
Rust without type. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if we were to start creating our structy type stuff, we can actually store some of these. So obviously I said to you, we want to get this data content in our own sort of map. So let's just start writing the structs that we want. So we want some sort of type, I'll just call it data map. And if I make it capitalized, it's going to be public, which is fine.
Yeah.
And then I want to figure out how to write a struct, which I totally forgot because I'm very new to Rust.
I think the pattern is type, the name, the type of the type.
Okay, so struct, and then this? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's, oh yeah, there's down there in the browser.
Yep.
Name.
So
type.
we don't know the actual fields yet. So this struct. Sorry? Oh yeah, so it's going to be, yeah, sorry, it is a map. You're right. So it's really we should type alias this to be a map of string and then array of string. And then, yeah, let's just, and then so like we have a special const data delimiter. Do they use camel case or snake case? What's their preferred?
Camel case.
Okay. So if we say like data delim is going to be a string which equals theta. And how do we, is there a dot strip or get rid of the new line? Is there like a sanitized string?
What are the methods on string?
Is there a split to lower to upper trim? Yes, trim.
Cool. It takes two things.
Cut set. What if I just call it with nothing?
Yeah, you want just white space.
Yeah. Oh no. String has no method trim.
Oh, it's in the strings module.
Ah. So if I want to use it, I have to call it with the string, yeah. So it would be like trim.
I think it's plural.
Yeah, you're right. And then I want line. Yeah, what if I just give it nothing? String.
Yeah.
Strings. Okay. What if I just want to say all white space?
You give it the function. Actually, go back to the documentation. Trim func. Yeah, trim func.
Right. So I return all the white spaces in this function that I want.
You return true when you want to trim it, I suppose.
Yeah. So basically, like a regex of all white space, you could give it.
Yeah.
This is good enough. So now we just want to like detect that our line is here, so we can go. Let's store this trim line. And then let's go if trimmed line equals data delim. So basically, if it equals that, the next thing is going to be in the section that we want to like parse the CSV reader. So I wonder if like you can do something like next in the
What do you want to do next?
Sorry, no, we're for looping over this, and we haven't covered whether they have like iterators and stuff. I'm just curious whether Go has iterators in general.
No, they don't.
Oh, okay, that sucks.
Yeah.
But if we're in this, right, we've effectively read the thing, so we can break here and then just do our next section, which is our CSV reading.
I think your linter will do the indentation for you.
Yeah. And let's just see if this works, because we've effectively got something that should print the equal record that has.
Hopefully it doesn't error.
Can't tell if that errored.
It didn't do anything. Oh wait, no, I don't understand.
No, because no. Wait. So CSV file, we're assuming is at the point at which it's at the data section. How do we confirm that?
Actually, I think we want to pass the buff reader in instead of the CSV file.
Yeah.
That's probably got its own internal state of where it's
Yeah.
And let's take off the trailing comma from the work that we've got. Okay. Yeah. Sweet, it worked.
Sweet.
Look at that.
Nice.
Map.
All right. So let's do the map. So the first thing is going to be the header. And what I was just trying to say is like, I want the first line and before I start iterating through it. So how do I get the first line in, I guess with new
read returns the row, right?
That's true, yeah. So we can get the headers. And let's just comment that out first. Wait, I should use the shortcut, so just boom. Yeah, so let's just get that and see what we get.
Read returns an error as well.
Ah, yes. All right, I'm not going to check because I'm being bad, but okay. So what type is that? That's an array of strings, which if we look at our thing, I wonder if we could just initialize our data. So now if we just initialize our data map, how do we do that? So there's this make thing, right? And it's like make map string string. And
we should be able to say data map there, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Make data map.
Yeah, because it's an alias.
So that makes the initial thing, and then we have to input our stuff in. So let's just go the data map. Keep doing that. And then for the, how do you do the range thing?
Equals range headings. Lowercase, no preference.
Like that?
And no brackets. Just this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Range is like a language level thing.
Right. You know what's really annoying? Like, you can't just have the variables lingering and you just want to see, like, I don't want to store stuff yet. I just want to see this work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Undefined
dude.
V.
What? It's right there.
Do you have to do it like that?
Maybe.
Yeah, you do. It's that colon notation.
Oh,
Alright. I haven't looked at the map stuff yet, but I'm gonna just assume how it works, and I'm just gonna go data map V equals. How do I create a
make.
new? Oh yeah, make like that.
Mhm.
Missing len argument to make string. Oh, you need some sort of size.
Zero?
Well, we know how many. Oh, we don't know
Wait,
actually.
can you do zero?
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then if we loop over all the content, oops, right. What? Yeah. So now we want to go through each record and we want to. Oh, but you know what? We actually need the index because
Oh, yeah.
when we loop over these things, we don't know the
Oh,
key. We actually want to map the
the
key
index
to the
tells
index.
us which header. So we need a map from index to header,
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
index to header, and that's going to be just an array of strings as well. Well, that is our header.
Yeah.
So our header
Yeah,
is a
that is more than
no.
that. That's right.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So this has it. Yeah. And so
cool.
so what we need to figure out is how do we get the index from a specific value.
Hmm.
So how do we do that? Is there a method on array that gives you index?
Wait, I'm confused.
So I want to go from. So I've got this array of strings, and I'm just wondering, does array have a method that allows you to go from a value to
You
what
mean like
index is that?
find?
Sorry?
Okay,
Yeah.
like find.
Yeah, like find.
Good. Actually, I'm not sure.
I mean, it really is a slice than a string, but they should be the same.
Should have
Same.
the same function at least.
Yeah. Array. How do I just go to the array documentation?
Let's
Uh,
read the method that has them find it.
Probably not this one.
Wait, this is yeah. I want it to be like select method.
Yes, I did mean that. Sure. Type slice reference. This one, maybe? Okay. I don't know if I'm in the right place. New slice. Where am I? This is very big. Go
This
types.
is it feels like reflection.
Hmm.
Yeah, because like slices are like colon, but you
Right.
probably wouldn't see it in like
Okay.
packages.
Um. Come on.
Yeah,
Array.
I just want to know which weapons you have from the
Why is this so hard? Slash tricks. Sure.
So what was the thing we want to do? We want to find the index of an element in an array.
Yeah, by a specific value. Push, pop, filtering without allocation, reversing, shuffling. All right, find index by value. Go. Hey,
Right. Yeah.
sorry, there's no generic function. Okay.
What?
Your function works though. It'll be clever if you wrote it using a
No.
range. If you happen to use a byte slice, there's byte.
Wow.
So we can do it by creating our own filter find method. I'm just gonna copy this.
Wow. Really? Wow. I hate it.
So we can give it a predicate function. In this case, I want to just give it the predicate that it's equal to the header. I hate
So
this.
this just, yeah, that's just iterating over numbers.
Yeah.
Like, and it's up to you to say how big the thing is.
Oh, here we go. Element string, data, data string. This is what we want.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. This is better.
So, so I think most people would go like, oh, but what if my array isn't string? Can I like generalize it to any array of anything? And
Yeah.
the answer is no.
I'm not too worried about that for now because we just want to get the header that it's relative to. Okay. So,
So
yep,
not sure why you need this.
this one.
Yeah.
Well, just so that I can get the index of the header that I'm at. So I
So
can
you're
put,
starting from an index in the first place. You already have the index
no,
of
no,
the head.
what? No, I don't.
Are you trying to find the header of a del value?
Yeah, because this map that we're adding it to, right? We don't
Yeah.
know. We have to go from the. Sorry, yeah, you're right. We have to go. Oh,
We
yeah.
have the
I'm
index
sorry. I'm not sure what
of
I'm doing.
the
Yeah, yeah. We have the
option.
index, and we're going to the value which we have.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
just going to index that. Sorry, you're right. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Cool. So
Going backwards.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Ignore that.
No,
So
but that was interesting to see. I learned that Node doesn't have index of.
mm, so we want the index, and we want the value range record, and then we can just go data map headers I, and then we want to dot append. Is there a dot append?
I think it's going to be the append function.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're going to have to do data map headers I equals append data map headers I item,
Why?
because append returns the slice like a new slice if it needed to reallocate.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. It's not dot append
It's
in the
not.
function.
It's on a function just by itself.
Yeah, yeah.
In what library or module?
But it's
Sorry.
built in. Built in.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So if we get the value there, we're just adding
I
it.
hate them so
Yeah.
much. I want the append that takes a reference to a slice, and that way you can just update it
Hmm.
if you need.
Hmm. Well, let's see if this works. Yeah. And then let's just print out the data map.
Hey,
Nice.
email folder, main manifest. Whoa. Yeah, yeah. So we basically did a transpose
Yeah.
flow.
I mean, it's arguable how you can make this. There's probably a better way to represent this structure that is more useful than just this map of
Yeah.
yeah. But
So
for now,
yeah, we'll see how it
yeah,
goes.
probably want to do it by sample so that the sample ID or something is the key that contains all this information because typically, yeah, that's the thing that would be the most useful so that you filter it on a specific ID and then it gives you all the data.
Wait, so does a sample have multiple rows?
No, so like one sample will have a map of each value here. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So it should really be a sample map.
Okay, so it's a map of maps?
Yes, it would be.
Okay.
So if we were to do that, it would be a transformation of this to sample map, where we would
Yeah.
have a map of strings, which is a sample ID, to a map of. I'm not sure how you do map of maps. You just write map here.
I imagine so, yeah. Just map again.
So a map of string, and then
Yeah.
let's see if this compiles. I mean, it won't let us run it because we're not using it. Oh, okay, it didn't compile. But now instead, what we could do is just go, and then all of these headers are still good, and we still want these, but instead of making it the string of list of strings, we just want, yeah, this. So we can just use data map here, and that way it's like a one-to-one thing. Wait. Yeah. And then
So I think the part where we create the data map needs to go inside the for loop.
yeah, that's right. So we still need to do this stuff, and we just make this a. We don't need this anymore, right?
Oh yeah, because it's not pointing to an array of strings anymore. It's just
Yeah.
one string.
Okay, so when we read the record, we want to get the row, and the row contains the sample ID somewhere, so we need a sample ID delimiter.
I have a name, sample ID.
Yeah.
There's not yeah, okay. I don't know if delim is the right word, but I actually don't know what the right word is.
Yeah, I'm not sure at the moment. The thing is, that could be. We don't know we have to find what index that is then, because
Yeah.
that's going to correspond. Yeah, so we need to find that.
So we still need to do that for loop overhead.
Yeah. So.
Oh, now we.
Yeah, now we
Now
need
we
the
need that
index.
function.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which we can just use instead.
Well, I don't like that anymore. It's missing. It's missing the nicety of Python. Where Python came with so many useful utilities,
Yeah.
and Go is just a bit lacking.
Yep. I agree. But we still don't know if the speed is the real kicker that you get from it, all this stuff that we're doing.
Yeah, I believe it's a lot faster than Python.
Yeah, instead of doing this, what we should return is the error instead of this thing. So we should do.
Yeah. How do we make an error?
I don't know. New error?
I guess so. Just tell me when. The errors package.
So errors.new.
New.
Okay.
So there's an error package. you still have to return something for the int as well.
Oh, right. Can I just return this?
Good question. Probably not.
Well, where's the example? Error.new. Really?
Errors.
Oh, errors.new. I don't really like Go anymore.
Agree.
This is too bad. You have to return some magic
Agree.
value that doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Now let's return 6.
Why? That's potentially a...
I know, just because it's dumb. We'll go with the dumb.
Okay. Yeah.
If you don't check for errors, then you get 6.
And then you gotta do this. This is stupid.
Yep.
Okay, so we got our sample ID index. We got this thing. We create the data map. And then we get our sample ID. Record sample ID index. And then we go, we still will do this where we get the append, not append anymore. We're just setting it to v if it's not the index. If I does not equal sample ID index. I was writing Python. And then we go.
You can assign sample ID outside of the for loop.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
And then we just add the data map to our sample ID, sample map, sample ID equals data map. Can I just do that?
Hopefully.
No.
Let's see.
14.
Oh, you need to say, wait, what?
Not enough arguments in call of index of. Oh, you need to give it the data. Oh, that was 57.
Right, yeah.
14 under phone ERR.
Oh, error. Error, the word. Like the full word error. ERR is a name that you're using. It's not the type. It's not the interface.
Oh, so I like that?
Yeah, that's the interface.
Okay. Log.fatal. Log.fatal.
And
Sweet.
I think it works.
I think it. Yeah.
Really
It's,
hard.
can you like pretty print maps? Go. This is JSON third party package. Nah, I'm good. Sure. Oh no, but that's only for this string of string type. It doesn't work for any generic.
Which we have for the individual samples.
That's true. Yeah, no.
We haven't for loop as a map before.
Okay, yeah, that's true. So we can try that.
Maybe it's KV, like in Python. Oh, that worked.
Cool.
Cool.
Do I have another print?
Okay. Oh, now they're your samples.
Yeah, these are my samples. That's right. Yeah. Okay, cool. It worked.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, the error handling Go is another big complaint all the time. It's like I think when Go was made, the whole error handling thing was you can't not error handle.
Yeah.
It's like you can't not accept the error value, and that's an improvement over C, where like errors were set in the global variable somewhere, and it's so easy to just not read it. So Go is better that it forces you to read it, but it's still really crappy in terms of ergonomics.
I like this though. This what we just did. Like it sort of solidified the stuff we did in the tour.
Yeah,
We've yet to do the
no,
channel stuff, but this was a good intro. I've never written Go
yeah,
code, so the
really
fact that
good.
we could get to this point, I think, was quite nice. And a good place to stop, I think.
Alright, cool.
GG!
GG.
Subscribe! Yeah.